A common talking point for many extreme, no, what's the word we'll look for? A common talking point for many right-wing nationalists and racists is this idea that if we don't do something about minorities, whites will become a minority. And to that I say, even if that is true, and it looks like it is going to be, so what? Hey everyone, my name is Christian Verstappen, and I have a lot to say about many things. I want to talk about this video released by, I'm not sure how you pronounce this, Nigel Farage? Farage? I'm imagining it's Farage because he's British, and I know they say garage as garage, so maybe. He did this video. According to the ONS figures, which apparently stands for something other than one night stand, London, Manchester, and Birmingham are all minority white cities. ONS also stands for Office for National Statistics. So it's a British thing, basically, from my understanding. It's like something that collects a bunch of data for British government. And I will let you know I'm very out of my depth here as far as the British culture and well, not I understand British culture. I don't really understand British politics. But even still, I think that what his stance on the matter here is that's just something I want to talk about.
The Office of National Statistics figures are out today showing that London, Birmingham and Manchester are all now minority white cities. Massive demographic changes taking place in our country. More significantly for the country as a whole, it shows that only 46% now identify as Christian. So there is a massive change in the identity of this country that is taking place through immigration. You may think it's a good thing, you may think it's a bad thing, but here's the real
It is definitely a thing, though.
point of this. The ONS now say in future they will not ask of the nationality or birthplace of those taking part in this census. 1 in 6 in England and Wales already born outside the UK. In future, they want to hide the true figures from you. That's the real standout from these numbers today. It's a scandal.
So, yeah, I mean, my ultimate takeaway from this is, who cares? Why does it matter? Well, why does it matter if less and less people are going to be white? We understand, looking at current cultural trends and such, that as people mix more, especially within races, and produce offspring of mixed races, people are generally going to become less and less white. But why is that a bad thing? Why is it such a common fear that many people have? I mean, to illustrate this point, I want to show something that I think is quite interesting. I noticed this a while ago. If you look at an actual color spectrum, you find that I found this on Reddit of all things. I was editing my avatar because I've been experimenting for a while with different shades of my own skin tone because I've been experimenting with self tanning products. Naturally, I'm very pale. I'm around here, something like that. So I've been experimenting with different things to try to get. For a while, I was trying to go for like around here, actually, but I couldn't quite get that. So this is about the best I can get, which is fine. Anyway, what I noticed, because I am weird like this and feel the need to update my avatar in reflection to what I actually look like, or as close as I can get, I have gone back and forth between this and this so many different times, and I realized eventually, you know what, the umbrella, the main color that white, we'll say, you know, tan, brown, and even black all have in common? Orange. On the color spectrum, orange is the color. We are all just shades of orange. So with that in mind, what difference does it make if we are a lighter shade of orange or a darker shade of orange? More realistically, we're probably going to end up around here once all is said and done, because it's in the middle, and that's what a mixture would more than likely become. But what difference does it make where we lie on that spectrum, what shade of orange we are? Why does that matter so much to these people? Well, it's a few different things. One of the big ones is it's just simply the fear of change. Different equals bad. And that really is the narrative with so many, really all conservatives. I mean, even the word conservatism, the idea of conservatism, conserving what is currently culturally there. Yeah, it's literally just about rejecting whatever it is that's new. And that's not to say that necessarily everything new is going to be good per se, but there are going to be developments and things change. Something I had to come to terms with throughout many different scenarios throughout my life, both people that I've known personally, people that I've looked up to, um, different entertainment that I've really enjoyed, all of that, is that things change. The people that I looked up to 5, 10 years ago are not the same people I look up to now, or even look up to them at all. The entertainment that I enjoyed years ago, the people that I knew, things and people change. That's just a constant with reality. Everything changes. You either accept it and roll with it, or you try to fight against it and get left in the dust of history. But this is a common narrative that I was told by my conservative father growing up as well. This idea that, oh, they're trying to replace us. Now, I had no idea, and quite frankly, he probably didn't either, that this is a Jewish question talking point as well. This is a Nazi talking point. This idea that they are trying to replace us. But was it something that was a little bit concerning, having it ingrained in me as a young child? I say young child. I was in my, like, you know, tweens and teens, as it were, right? Early teens. Yes, it was something concerning. I've talked about this before, but I literally used to believe that there were concentration camps for Christians and Catholics, because that's what I was told growing up. And I used to believe and fear that the CIA would just, like, burst in through my window and capture me just because. But these are irrational fears, and those specifically aren't talking points that people even like Nigel here might push. But this idea that, there's this notion as well of the great replacement, it's all bullshit. It's all just this conspiracy that is this nonsense, where people are trying to say that they are trying to replace us. They're trying to get rid of white people. And why are they so afraid of this, even if it does happen naturally? Because, let's be clear, when and or if it happens, it's going to be naturally, not through some forced bullshit. No. Why are they afraid of this? Largely because, for the same reason that a lot of racist people are afraid of and very against the idea of reparations for black people and other marginalized communities, but specifically black people. We were bad to them when it wasn't even we, it was like our ancestors that did horrible things before us. So if we become the minority, white people, the new minority is going to take charge and put their foot on the new minority. The new majority is going to put their foot on the new minority. A lot of these people really look at the world in general as a zero-sum gain mentality. You either win or you lose, and you only win by somebody else losing. There is no camaraderie and working together and hearing each other out and coming to understandings and just letting people live their lives and be who they want to be. It's always this insane kind of back and forth of, like, well, we have to preserve our race. Okay, why? What's so special about it? I understand if you want to preserve aesthetics, like, say, blonde hair, blue eyes, green eyes, red hair, whatever, even fairer skin for the aesthetic. And I do think that in the future, it would be really cool if people could just change their eye, hair, skin color to whatever the fuck they want. And I mean whatever. Like, if they want to have green skin, blue eyes, and purple... Sorry, I meant green skin, blue hair, and purple eyes. Fucking go for it, right? Like, whatever people want to have. I think they should be able to aesthetically have, but we don't live in that world right now where skin color is so innocuous as I believe it should be. And I understand that me being a white man, I have a bit of a blind spot with this situation. But I did want to point out, regardless, just how wild it is that internet avatars really show we're all the same. We are just shades of orange. No matter what, where you slice it, where we end on our skin color, on our pigmentation, we're just shades of orange. Again, I would love to live in a world where people could look like this if they wanted to. That'd be fucking dope. But right now, there's a lot of political and different things that go along with skin color. So unfortunately, we don't live in that world yet where people could just dye their skin color the way that they do their hair color, or even change their eye color. I wouldn't be surprised if changing eye color would come first. But in any case, when I saw this, I've been wanting to talk for a while about how ridiculous I think the concept of racism is. And I understand it from a mindset of like, humans naturally fear what is different. It's the reason all bigotry exists. We naturally fear what is different. But you can overcome those differences. You can always overcome those differences. There is no reason why you can't. When you meet somebody and you are exposed to them and their way of life and different things, generally you come to find that we as human beings have a lot more in common with other human beings than we have different from them. So anyway, I know this is a bit of a strange video, maybe even a bit of a strange take to some of you on this concept, but I really just think the concept of racism is ridiculous. When I noticed that we're all just shades of orange, I really wanted to talk about that. And when I saw this video, I really wanted to talk about that as well. So here we are. As always, these are my thoughts. Let me know what yours are in the comments down below. Follow me on social media for more, links in the description. Subscribe and ring the bell to stay up to date. Leave a like if you like, and if not, I hope you find something to do like. Later, guys. Peace and love.